How can looking like a total chump earn you a free beer? Stick around. This scamtacular episode of Scam School brought to you by Squarespace and Netflix. Welcome to the show that puts the laughter into manslaughter. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. I'm your host, Brian Brushwood, and this week we have a killer pool trick that does not look anything like a killer pool trick. So instead, I introduce to you the best, worst trick shot. Meet Isaac and Tyler. These guys are badass circus performers. They do object manipulation, contact juggling, they play with fire. These guys have real talent, but the question is, do I have the pool shark skills to blow them away? Let's find out. Like, you guys know some good trick shots, right? You've seen like badass trick shot guys?
Pretty good ones.
I don't want to blow your mind too hard, but there's a trick shot I've been working on. I don't consider myself a pool wizard, but this is a pretty good one. Let me show you guys. Now, I tell you what, I did actually bring a very special prop for this one. I don't normally resort to outside props, but if you're like maybe at a golf course, you could use a tee. In this case, we're here at the Department of Spontaneous Combustion, so I used a bolt because that was easy to find. Watch this. You ready?
Nice.
All right, I can tell you guys think this was a luck shot. I intend to show you, sir, that I can do it twice in a row. Get ready.
Yeah! 2 for 2! What's the object of this?
Yeah, what's the
I'm not really,
Dude, every time I hit it, the freaking bolt got knocked over.
Sweet. That's a good trick.
Dude, it's harder than it looks. I tell you what, I'll challenge you guys. I'll bet just the cost of a beer, right? 2 beers for you guys, 1 beer for me, if you're able to duplicate it 3 times in a row. Fair enough?
Sure.
All right, let's see. First, we gotta thank the sponsors who make Scam School possible. Let's talk about Squarespace because it's finally here, the Squarespace iPhone app, and it is freaking gorgeous. You can manage your entire Squarespace site on the go, post and edit blog entries, you can upload pictures on the fly, manage your content, preview your updates, access your site statistics, and it's all seamlessly integrated with your iPhone. I'm telling you, you don't even need a computer anymore. You can blog from the bar and claim you're working and kind of be telling the truth. Now here's the thing, you know everybody's moving over to Squarespace. It's no secret, they've got the best system around and everybody knows it. The only question is, whose promo code are you going to use when you sign up? Whose promo code is going to get you 10% off the lifetime of your order? And most importantly, whose promo code will keep you swimming in free drinks? It's gotta be promo code Scam School, all one word. Head on over there, sign up now, make America proud. Make your mom proud. Hell, make me proud. Now you guys acted like it was no big deal to knock over the bolt, but I tell you what, if you're able to do it 3 times in a row, I got a beer for each of you with your name on it. Well, that was awfully fast. That was even faster than I thought I would get that beer. I tell you what, maybe you just got unlucky. Maybe you had a rough day. I'll go ahead, I'll set it up again. We'll see if you guys can get it.
Snap.
You know what? Hell, if you can do it 1 out of 3 times, we'll get the beer.
All right. You go this time. No.
Explain how this one works and how you can decide who wins and loses after we thank our sponsors. But that was good, though. Now, normally, this is where we continue our graduate level course in scamology through the use of Netflix by suggesting another scam or con movie for you to check out at home. But this time I want to turn the tables and ask you guys, what are the movies I missed? What is the best con movie that I've not yet brought up? Write me directly at brian@revision3.com and set me straight. But meanwhile, we want to thank Netflix for sponsoring this episode of Scam School. Don't forget that with Netflix, you can rent over 90,000 titles online, including lots of Blu-ray titles, with free shipping both ways to your home. They've got over 40 shipping centers, so almost all deliveries happen in one day. The plans start from only $4.99, and as a new member, you get a free, no-risk 2-week trial membership. Head on over to www.netflix.com/scamschool, and of course, remember, www's at the beginning, just as important as the Scam School at the end, to make sure we get credit for the sale. Now, Isaac, you had an idea of how to actually beat this thing. You want to show us?
Sure. All right.
Now, I tell you what, you're on the right track, and you're right. You can actually, if you land it, you'll knock it over. But the only way you get around that is just simply say you can't do a jump shot, right? Now, of course, if you didn't do the jump shot, then what do you do? Well, then I'll buy you a beer, Brian.
Right.
Then I'll buy you a beer, Brian. So here's the important question. How do you set it up in a way where you can always knock it over and they can't? When I set it up, I set down first the bolt. I used a bolt because that's what happened to be laying around. If you're at a golf course, you can grab a golf tee. What you want is something that has a wide base and a thin center shaft that goes up. Then when you set it up, you actually want it touching either one or both of the balls up top. When that happens, in this case you can tell it's touching the 9, but it doesn't want to touch the 12. I'm pushing the 12 in, but then when I let go it knocks out. That's okay. I know to aim for the 9. Then I get back here.
It's not actually touching.
I aim for the 9, and when I hit it, I'm going to hit it on the outside, knocking the 9 in. The goal is to get the 9 to knock over that bolt. Just like that. When I set it up for them, I do something slightly different. It looks like almost the same thing, but it's enough of a difference to totally screw them over. Again, start with the bolt here in the middle. Set up the other 2 in front, and then this time you notice what's touching the bolt.
Well, in this case, the 9, but the 9 is the back bolt this time.
Right? So they have a choice. Unless they're already hip to this trick, they're either going to hit the 13 or they're going to hit the 12. In either case, there's enough of a gap between the bolt and either of those that it's not going to knock it forward. Go ahead and try it. And just like that.
Nice.
Newtonian physics, my friend. So, here's a couple of things to remember. Go ahead and knock that on over here. One of the things I like to do, whenever you're doing a pool trick like this, there's always a lot of random variables. You don't know if one of the balls is going to knock around. You don't know if the pool table's a little bit wonky. If it's not your own pool table, if it's not a place that you've practiced a lot, make it a 2 out of 3 proposition. That means on balance, you'll be able to do it most of the time, and they won't be able to do it most of the time. In this case, I got lucky all 3 times. You guys knocked it right in the middle, and I got away scot-free. A couple of other things. If you want to knock over the screw, then it's important to actually aim right in the middle. When you knock it in the middle, these guys go flying right off to the side, and this guy knocks backward. Everything goes away from the bolt. Now, of course, the first thing that most people ask when they see this is they're like, well, what happens if you don't have a bolt or a T or anything that matches the right criteria to do this trick? You can do it just as a display of skill using a cigarette. Who's got a cigarette? Well, look at that. How convenient. Yeah, if you just want to show off to your friend, set the cigarette in the middle, same drill. You set the cigarette in the middle. So once you have it down nice and flat, you'll notice the problem with doing a cigarette is if you look, cigarettes are just wide enough that it's almost always touching on all 3 sides. Now in this case you can see it's just barely wide enough that we'll have a little bit of extra area. Now go ahead and show off. Go ahead and peg it. If you peg it right in the middle, it should leave that cigarette standing. There we go! Nice. So if you want to make it just a display of skill, you can do it with the cigarette. I like it much better as the sucker bet of actually trying to get them to knock the bolt over. Now that you guys know the scam, let me see you guys try it on each other using the bolt.
You want to see a cool trick?
There we go. Aha!
Nice.
Well done. Isaac, what do you got to say?
I bet you that you can not knock this over 2 out of 3 times. Or else I get drunk. You give me a beer.
Good job on the setup. It's touching the back one. Well done. I think Isaac's got it. Hey! Well done, gentlemen. Very good job, dude. Thanks you guys so much.
Thank you for sure.
It's awesome to have such talented jugglers on the show. Now, in this case, you got 2 scams for the price of 1. You can either do it as a demonstration of your amazing skill just using a cigarette in the middle of those 3 balls, but I think it's more important to actually pull the counterintuitive scam of actually tricking them into not being able to knock over the bolt or the tee over. By the way, if you have any questions about this scam, you can write me directly at brian@revision3.com or suggest your favorite bar scam at the boards at scamschool.tv. You can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/scamschool or follow my goofy adventures at twitter.com/schwood. Next week, we'll be discussing how cold fusion has affected the market for iced coffee. Speaking of which, I'm going to get some iced coffee. And by iced coffee, I mean a 40 of Old English. Get ready to have your brains explode.
Nice! That